Hello, so today I was banging my head around a problem that I couldn't solve, and eventually I did, so I thought it's gonna be a good uh, reason to create a video for it because it's extremely interesting. So as you can see here, sorry for the mess, but this is the working process. I have a very large board here. It's from an HP ZBook G13, I think. G3, sorry, something 515, I don't know. The board is LA-C391P. Good, so this is interesting. We have a CPU here, I'm not sure exactly what CPU, and we have a GPU that is on a PCI Express connector, so you can remove it actually or replace it. This is interesting because it was not starting at all. So if I plug the power, let me get the power supply. So you see the power supply up there in the left corner where it says 20 volts, it is on. So if I connect this one to the barrel jack, see, I have no power consumption. You can see here I have an LED that lights up, but nothing, and we can see some spikes over there that are very interesting. So it spikes something, but then we need to move under the microscope so we can have a better look at it and see what is going on here. Yeah, let me try to arrange everything. So we have here the first MOSFET, the large ones, the A1, first MOSFET, second MOSFET, current sense resistor, and here we have a BQ24780S. Yeah, so I've replaced the first MOSFET, the second MOSFET, and the BQ, and the problem remains the same. Let's have a look what's going on. If I probe here on the input, so here I have the main power rail, you can see the multimeter on the upper left corner, it says 19.9, and on the output of the first MOSFET we have nothing. On the gate here we have 0.4, we have something like moving. So I was really curious what is moving there, and yeah, first of all let's have another look. So if we look at the BQ chip here, you see I already have a wire there because I had to actually cut a trace during my investigation. If we look on the data sheet of this BQ chip, we have AC detect on pin 6, and this is the AC detect, and it is 2.7 volt, yeah, which is correct. And then we should have an AC OK here, which should be something, so should be theoretically around 3 volts or something like that, because this is pulled up by a resistor here that goes to the to a net 3v3 LDO, but that obviously isn't powered up because our first MOSFET is not actually opened. Good. So as I said, I replaced the BQ chip. I thought I have I thought at some point that I have a floating gate, because if I probe, at some point I was probing the gate, and when I touched it, it eventually started. So the BQ chip was supplying actually 25 volts. Now let's have a look with the oscilloscope and see how the gate behaves. I might have to set it up first. I don't know how the settings are now on it, but we can have a look. Let me bring it on the screen. Yeah, so I'm gonna probe the gate of the first MOSFET, yeah, and we see some pulses here. See it pulsing. I'm now at let me try to trigger it. I'm gonna have to bring it out of the roll mode, and I'm gonna try a single shot. Yeah, and we get that we are set now with 10 volts per division, so it's going to about 12 volts and something, and then it drops, right? If we go on the output, let me put it back in roll mode. Yeah, the output of the first MOSFET, you see that actually it's starting, stopping, starting, stopping, and we can also see some very large current there, like 100 something milliamps that we can see on the power supply. You see there are some spikes there. They are so fast that I can't really get them on the power supply, but that tells me that the inrush current is probably too high, because if I go, I'm gonna do something here. It's not healthy for the laptop, but it's healthy for our diagnosing. If I short the first MOSFET, it's gonna spark now because of, see how it sparked. And look there, the laptop is on, right? The laptop is on. We have 15 milliamps, 18 milliamps current. If I press the power button, the laptop will start. See? It's already starting. I'm gonna stop it because I don't want it to start. I don't have any thermal thingy on both the GPU and CPU. So what could be the problem? Now I'm gonna power on the supply again, and you're gonna see that it's not doing anything. So basically at some point we're gonna have spikes again after the graph passes, see? So we have spikes of around 100 something milliamps, which is a lot for the first startup. But what's the trick and what can we do? I thought it's maybe a floating gate. I've checked the traces, so we have a trace from here, from the between two MOSFETs to the BQ chip right here. On this resistor it's fine. On this resistor we have the gate, so the resistors are also fine. I've checked everything. I don't think I've excluded nothing. So the problem is that the laptop actually doesn't start because there's a huge inrush current and because the MOSFETs are opening too fast. So there is a workaround for this from the factory in place. You see we have here a 5 ohm resistor, and then it's in series with a capacitor which is like I don't know, maybe 47 nanofarads, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Let's have a look on this BQ datasheet and see if we have an example circuit. So we need to have something between the drain, between the source and the gate. We need to have a capacitor and a resistor there, because we need it to start slowly, because you saw when I did it with the tweezers, that's a very fast charge. That's why you saw those big sparks there. And to reduce the inrush current, basically the MOSFET has to start very slow. Yeah, so you see it's actually this cap here that I was talking about, the 47 nanofarads, right? I think that's the one. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to the basics. I have removed the power supply. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, and I'm gonna solder a larger capacitor there. I have no idea what value it is. I just pulled it off a different board. It's obviously bigger than 47 nanofarads, but I really need a bigger size value, so we can actually slow down as much as we can the starting. Let me see if I can fit it there somehow. Maybe like that. And I'm gonna solder it in parallel with the one existing. Now if you ask me, I don't know if there is a different problem on the board, or maybe that original cap is gone with the wind. Well, it's not shorted, but it's actually not working because the inrush current is very big. Now I'm gonna connect the supply and I'm gonna turn it on in 3, 2, 1, and look at that, the laptop is on. Well, it's on, it's in standby, but we have the standby voltage. Okay, let's turn it off and let's have a look and see how the gate opens now. We should have 25 volts there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to probe it here without introducing any short. Let me bring the oscilloscope on the screen. Yeah, so oscilloscope is there. I'm gonna power on the supply in 3, 2, 1, and it started fine. Let's see if we can get like I'm gonna try to trigger it. So I'm gonna trigger it on the up slope. I'm gonna use a single shot and let's see how the power on looks with the capacitor. Yeah, so it looks like it required some time to actually power on because of that cap. So it started slowly. Now I'm really curious. Let's try the same thing by removing again the cap and see how it's gonna start. It. I'm just gonna take a screenshot. 1 second. So we have a reference. Okay, I have it here. Good. Now let's turn off the supply and let's remove that cap if we can. I'm gonna try to remove it now. Okay, I just put it up like that. Good. So I think they don't touch anymore. So let's do the same exercise. I'm gonna click the single button on the scope. I'm gonna probe the gate, right? And turn on the supply. 3, 2, 1. It didn't even start, so it tried to, and it stopped. Yeah, so this is it, but let's compare it. Okay, I'm gonna stop the supply and let's see how can I get the screenshot. Let's do it like this. So on this display, let me add the oscilloscope. Good, and I'm gonna take my I'm gonna align them. So you see how it started here? It started like slow and it raised the gate. Slow and raised the gate. Yeah, it's not. I thought we were gonna see some kind of a different approach, but yeah, I think this one was actually trying here to go straight like this. You don't see my cursor, right? if I put it here, no, you can't see my cursor here, right? I think here it was going straight like this, and mine with the cap was slowly creeping out here. You see, it was going like this, and this one probably it was going like straight up. Good, interesting, right? So let's go back and let's fix it back. Yeah, it's a dirty job. It's not very nice, but it's fine. Okay, let's have a look again on the gate, and we can see it fully opening. Yeah, but I need to obviously take a single capture now. Yeah, perfect. It looks exactly like the one we had. Good. Now there's one more thing. We need to check if it actually charges the battery. The battery is not connected. I need to know that the EC chip is fine and it's gonna communicate with the laptop. So let me turn off the oscilloscope image here and let me grab the battery, which I really can't find. It's here. Good. So I'm gonna stop it. And I'm gonna start it again. Battery is connected. Let's see how it behaves. Yeah, it's in standby now. This is pre-charge current, 115. And we have the staircase as the charging slowly creeps up. We can also measure the voltage on the battery and confirm that it's actually charging. So I have the voltmeter on the battery now, and you see the voltage is slowly creeping up. Yeah, so this was a very interesting repair in my opinion. I didn't plan to record it, but I found it interesting eventually, and in the end I said, okay, let's make a video. Maybe you encounter this issue also, and it will maybe help you in the future. Okay, so this was it. Thank you very much for watching. Give me a like, subscribe if you didn't already, and see you next time. Bye.